Winnie the Pooh and the Honey Tree. Is that your book?
Classic novel. I don't know. No clue. Probably was at one point. I don't know.
Yeah.
Thomas the Tank Engine. No, that's
Dude,
that's that
are you a
good
Thomas
shit.
guy too?
Oh fuck yeah, I'm a Thomas guy.
Yeah.
The show was fucking classic.
It's is Thomas originally like? I know they filmed in British, but has it always been
I think
British?
so. I think it's British in general.
Okay.
They have one of those famous British dudes that narrates it. Is it David Attenborough maybe? And it's like, you're like Thomas was having a bad day, and then his face is all like grumpy, and she's like, so great.
Yeah, that's like.
Hey, if we went through this, I could probably name a bunch of the fucking engines just by like crazy way back memories, because I was a big fan.
Yeah.
Big fan back in the day.
I don't remember. There's a picture, like, when I was really little, we went to, like, I don't know, it was like, it wasn't an amusement park, but we rode a Thomas the Tank Engine train.
What?
Yeah.
Dude.
It was, like, pretty recently after I got this scar for surgery, because, like, on the picture, I got a picture of, the conductor dude, the super British conductor dude. And there's like a
It's like he
giant bandage on my head.
Freshly wounded.
Yeah, it's pretty fresh. But yeah, I don't remember where that was, but I got to ride Thomas.
Hell yeah,
which
dude.
Out of context, that sounds interesting.
Well, you know.
No.
Dude, yeah.
Have
What a
you?
way back.
I guess there was like a controversy about Thomas recently. The show, like,
Really?
it was something along the lines of like they introduced like it was like an Indian tank engine, like a female Indian, like that represents India, and people were like making a huge fuss out of that for whatever fucking reason.
Interesting. Is it still going on?
I believe so. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, still delighting children throughout the ages.
Yeah. What brought it back to me was all the memes that came out of Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh, you know what?
There's some dank memes.
You know what's fun? I recently learned that there were Thomas memes. Like I did not know that until like a couple weeks ago. That's crazy.
They're funny as shit. There's some really good ones. Some really good ones.
I forgot. I turned the game down from me and Kristen's place because we were kind of far. Oh well, still should sound pretty good. Dude, now that I think back about it,
super inappropriate.
Now that I think about it, like the Thomas the Tank Engine face is kind of creepy.
Very creepy. Now. Very, very disturbing, and some really weird expressions and eyeballs. Yeah,
fucking terrifying. I think I have seen like weed.
Oh yeah,
the weed
he looks high as shit. Some of these, they're really good. Oh man,
that's fucking great.
What a weird corner of the internet. You gotta be kidding me. That's so terrible.
Oh, that's so fucking good.
Are just the worst on the internet sometimes, I tell you.
Goddamn.
That is a children's show. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Flick Your Bick podcast network here. This is Ben and Nick, just the two of us this time, throwing it back old school. How did you feel emceeing for the Kristen episodes?
You know,
how'd that go for you?
It's kind of funny you mentioned that because right before we did the podcast, I was telling her like, yeah, we right before this one we were talking about the small talk, and then when I was editing it, I was like, wow, it sounds really awkward here. Like I'm not doing a good job. I feel like my small talk game is not good.
See,
like immediately,
gotta
like,
think back on the tips we gave you in that one.
Yeah, exactly.
And be ready to go.
Yeah. No, it was good. It was good. Definitely, those were the first one's very interesting. Like I was coming from it from a perspective since I'm not as well versed in political matters. I know a little bit, but I was mostly like, it actually turned into a podcast where it turned to be, you know, me asking her questions so I could educate myself.
Yeah,
so
well, that's great.
I thought it was interesting.
Well,
but
that should be educational for other people then too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
I think the most interesting thing about that episode was it was from a very different perspective because obviously you hear the media talking about you know I don't want to say police brutality. That might not be the right word.
100%, yeah.
But,
no, definitely.
But yeah, but it was weird to see like to hear from like a different perspective. That was like it was like a little bit off to the side, but also on the inside at the same time.
Oh yeah, she's definitely.
It was fascinating.
Hear it from someone who actually knows the issue and isn't just like going off of the hot button talking points that you hear
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
media. Someone who's an actual expert that knows the facts and the science behind everything. Yeah. Weird. Experts know more than people who aren't experts.
What do you know?
Weird thing. We seem to have a lot of problems with that. Yeah. And she's definitely an expert, as much as I hate giving her credit. Kristen's my nemesis.
Yeah, she was ranked number 2 for like smarts in high school.
Yeah, it was
like-
between her and Garrett, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was between
What a
like
battle.
Garrett was at the top, obviously, and then I think it was like tied between like Hanson and
Believe me, I know,
her.
because I was way further down on the class rank because of all those geniuses who had like
Oh,
an over 4.0, and that probably hurt me with some scholarship money. But it's also my fault because I got a B in PE because I forgot to wear my shorts for like 3 days, and then I got a B plus in weights.
you were
So
like 15.
that's what I
weren't
get.
you?
I was like 14, 15, something like
Oh,
that.
you
Yeah.
weren't that far behind.
No.
I was 69, dude.
Nice, dude.
69,
Yeah,
like-
there you
Like
go.
I love saying this back. Our class is very, very small, but
It's freaking Smarties, man.
surprisingly, yes. Well,
Yeah.
our class is pretty damn intelligent, but my class ranking for intelligence was 69, which, haha, that's really funny. But what's even more fucking amazing about that is that I was the break point, literally the middle. So
Oh, nice.
if-
Okay.
if you were 68 and above, you were part of the smarter half of the class.
Nice, dude.
70 and below,
Hey,
you were the
being
worst.
in the middle. Nothing wrong with being in the middle. That's great.
I'm like the
I
fucking
wish I was in the middle.
gatekeeper.
That's great. It's like, you shall not pass.
Goddamn
What these
gatekeeper
smarty
for that
people.
shit.
That's really funny.
That's like one of my
I
favorite
didn't know that. Wow. okay.
favorite accolades. I love
That's
like
nice.
bragging about.
I am the medial,
the middle.
just middle ground, baby. Man, love the middle ground. Great place to be. Not too high of expectations.
No,
but you're not like sucking. You know, it's like right there. That's
I
great.
felt like I was a good standard.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, man, that should have helped your homecoming campaign. We held you around as like he represents the everyman. He is the average one of us.
Oh god, do you ever watch Futurama?
Like here and there. but
Okay.
Not religiously.
There's a society where it's like they're I don't remember what they're called, but they're called like I don't know, the Greys, and they're just like all morally gray. So they have like a judge hearing like, what do you feel about this judge? I have no feelings whatsoever about this deal. Oh god,
Perfect.
Yeah, Futurama
That's
is a
awesome.
great show.
That's great. Well, that's a great segue into what we're flicking our bics to this week. Hey, I didn't forget it. Look at me go.
Look at
I'm
you.
I'm on fire.
Look at you.
Did you remember it when you did your MC?
Oh yeah.
Maybe we should switch roles then, because I seem to always forget it. But not that time. Anyway, so speaking of that, what have you been flicking it to this week, Nicholas?
Well, not Futurama, although I will say Futurama is good no matter what.
I
It's a
recommend,
fantastic
regardless.
show.
Okay.
Sidebar note, started watching Disenchanted, which same guys. A lot
The
of
Netflix
same-
one. Yeah,
Netflix
okay.
one.
Okay.
Pretty good. I've been enjoying it so far. It still has the same charm, but we'll see where it takes everyone.
Gotta watch Big Mouth, guys, if you're looking for
Again,
it's so funny.
I've been seeing advertisements
That's
for
so
Big
good.
Mouth freaking everywhere.
It's incredible.
I don't know, like I don't want to be a huge stickler for it, but I don't know. I'm just not a fan of the art style of it.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Yeah, it's just different.
Yeah, the art style is
different.
strange, but it's so funny. This is gonna sell you on it. My favorite character, it's the ghost of Duke Ellington. He lives
Okay.
he lives in the attic, and he's voiced by Jordan Peele.
Ooh,
It's so
yeah,
funny.
Yeah, you sold me.
Yep, you gotta watch it.
You sold me. You sold
It's
me.
one of my favorite characters in anything.
Damn. I
Just
also
die
heard-
laughing every time.
I also heard BoJack Horseman's pretty good.
I heard that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched a couple episodes.
I'm not a
of it.
huge like animated comedy dude.
Mm,
This is not like my jam. Like I like respect Family Guy and Simpsons and everything.
Sure.
I love Archer, I guess. It's like not like my go-to. Like, oh, I want to watch something. But that's what I like go towards. But,
Sure.
But yeah, Big Mouth's so good. Oh man,
Yeah, I'll have to watch it.
so funny.
But yeah, it's not been TV shows as of late. It's been mostly listening to 1975.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
like I hear anything from them and I immediately think of Los Angeles because I don't know, it just sounds like Los Angeles to me.
Mm.
And just been going through just playing their songs over and over again.
yeah.
Like Girl, Chocolate, Robbers is pretty
yeah.
good.
Oh, yeah.
Just a lot of their stuff is
Nice.
really, really freaking good.
Well, it makes sense that you're listening to that, as you will see
Yeah.
later on in the podcast. That's what we call a tease in the industry, Nick. A
Mhm,
tease. You got to
mhm.
stick around and see. Oh, L.A. What does that have to do with music?
Yeah.
You'll see.
Mhm.
You will see. Well, for me, what have I been flicking into? It's just so weird. Now we started this podcast. I'm probably listening to less music than I ever have. Like,
Really?
I don't know. I listen to a lot of podcasts now just to stay up on
I've been actually
events
listening
and
to
everything.
more music.
Really? Well, that's good.
Yeah.
But you can help me out then because I don't have any like I was just thinking I'm like do I have any music recommendation? Like not really. I just haven't really been listening to it, which is strange for me. I don't know why. But what I have been flicking it to is the return of a little sport I like to call hockey.
Oh,
Hockey is back, baby, and I am super excited about it. I love it. It's a great sport.
Mm-hmm.
Super fun to watch. If you ever have a chance to go live to hockey, it's probably my favorite sport.
Yeah,
live.
yeah, that's a fun game to go live.
It just blows my mind because one, you have to be able to skate at like an insane level,
Mm-hmm.
and also you have to have like a crazy good hand-eye coordination
Mm-hmm.
with that tiny little puck and the big old sticks and the tiny little goal with the big goalkeeper. And two, it's like insanely physical. You have to be crazy.
Yeah,
It's
you
just like
gotta be
it's just a
pretty ripped.
crazy combination of athleticism
So
and
much
like stuff that you wouldn't normally like put together.
Yeah.
That it just blows my mind. Like a lot of sports I watch, like I've played at least to some degree, so I like, relatively understand. Hockey just blows my mind. Like if they do anything, I'm like that's amazing. Like how do they do that? So it's just really cool, and I'm just always blown away by the level.
Who you been following?
So I'm a Washington Capitals fan for a long time now. I have family in DC,
okay.
and we are the defending Stanley Cup champs.
There you go.
Won the cup last year. That was absolutely amazing. I also say playoff hockey is the best playoffs of any sport. It's insane. But because I am moving to Denver, I've been watching the Avalanche a lot more.
Right.
Hoping to go to a lot of
right.
games because you can get tickets pretty cheap, and it's within walking distance of our apartment. So I want to go to a bunch of games this year.
I feel like hockey's pretty big in Denver.
Yeah, they love the Avs for sure, and they're a really they made the playoffs last year. They're a really young, up and coming team, so they'll be fun to watch grow, and they'll be good for a while. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to hopefully going to a game because I've only ever been to one professional hockey game in my life, and it was amazing. So I'd love to go to a lot more.
Yeah, I've been definitely been liking the Minnesota Wilds. I think Emma's a Wild fan, isn't she? Yeah.
She might change now that we're living in
yeah,
Denver.
I don't know. Like when I started looking for teams to follow, just like I think hockey, I think North, so I started heading up north.
There you go.
And I can't help but slightly be a little bit biased of being a fan of the oh shit, I feel awful forgetting Canucks.
Canucks.
There we go.
Because of How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah,
and Robin.
course.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
The Canucks. Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah, it's the best. I love it, and I like that like we involve Canada in this sport to a high degree.
That's awesome.
It's like it's good to get involved with those guys. They're doing good stuff up there. So yeah, that's what we've been flicking it to. So in summation, check out 1975, Disenchanted, and just the sport of hockey in general.
Yeah.
In any level or any stretch, check it out. Good times. So, as you saw in our flicking our big segment, Nick was talking about LA.
Yeah.
And I was talking about Denver. That's because we both just got back from trips to those respective cities. So this podcast, we're just going to talk about just kind of our trips, and then also like traveling to a new city in general, like what you look for, what intrigues you, places maybe we might want to go,
which I think
elsewhere later on, that sort of stuff. So.
I feel like this is a pretty interesting one for us personally because I feel like we have the same mindset when we go to a new place. Like if I recall something that you've said in the past, pretty sure you don't like going to like the touristy spots. Like,
no, you can't do that.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of doing that.
I mean, there's some things that like if you go to New York, it's like I want to see the Empire State, but I want to see the Statue of Liberty. I'm not gonna like do the thing where you like actually go to it. Like I don't know if I care that much. I just want to see it.
Yeah. Although I will say, is it called Liberty Island? But anyways, on the actual spot when I went there, they had dope chili fries.
Oh, nice!
Fucking great chili fries.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've transitioned perfectly into my most important thing when I go to a new place.
Oh yeah,
is the food. You gotta find the dopest spots.
Yeah,
it's great now because things like Yelp, you can find good stuff.
I should probably get that.
What's good. Dude, yeah, you got to, man. I mean, I have some issues with Yelp as someone who's worked in the restaurant industry, where certain people's like will obviously like do reviews that just to like spite you and stuff like that. Don't take it as gospel, as what I would say, but I would say it's more reliable in bigger cities because, like in Lincoln, for instance, it's just a lot smaller town and not that many people use Yelp. So it's like there's like 20 reviews, so it's kind of hard to like get a range. But when I was in Denver, there's like 5,000 reviews. It's like okay, well then we're gonna get like a a good summation
Yeah.
of the experience. So it's probably a little more reliable, I would say, in the
Yeah.
bigger areas. And you can trust people's like culinary tastes probably a little bit more in the big cities. I forget what it was. There's something in Lincoln. It was some like chain restaurant. I don't know. It was like Olive Garden or something lame like that, and it had like 4 stars. I'm like, okay, guys, like I don't know if I trust your taste buds here. We're giving out stars a little too easy.
What's the Olive Garden motto? Where
When you're there, your family. That's right, baby. They don't even salt their pastas because it makes their pans last longer. Look it up. It's insane. Don't go to Olive Garden, people.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I was recently telling you, like we were talking about Spotify. Like I still friggin' use Pandora every now and then, and like I can't think of one person that would like still have Pandora on their phone.
Right.
I don't use it too often, but just every now and then. Like I freaking still use Shazam every now and then. Did you ever use that?
Oh yeah.
Like,
I still use Shazam.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not too old then.
No, I don't think so. I mean, asking like having my opinion be like the cutting edge of technology is not a good idea either. I'm not exactly on top of everything.
Yeah.
But I think that transfers to what I want to say is that it's really interesting for us growing up in the Midwest, like going to these bigger like metropolitan areas, just seeing a completely different like way of life.
Mm-hmm.
It's just really, it's a crazy perspective change. Like the first time,
it's a culture shock.
Oh yeah, 100%. The first time I remember is when I went to DC, so like East Coast, like big city. First time I'd ever done public transportation. Like didn't really know what that was. Like just crazy that the level of. It's like, yeah, we're in the same state, like we're in the same country, but it's like a completely different world. Especially when you tell people in those areas that you're from Nebraska, they're like, I think you ride your tractor to
exactly like
to town.
It's just cornfields.
And I'm like, that's not true. But actually, someone did ride their tractor to school a couple times. So actually, you're not that far off. But yeah, it's just a really crazy, like you said, culture shock.
Absolutely,
so,
absolutely.
Let's talk about that first. Actually, what times in your life do you think you saw that the most, right? You first like realized like, oh, the Midwest is like not what the majority of people, that's not their experience. Like we're in the minority. Like when was the first time you like really had that culture shock?
First time when I realized that?
Yeah.
Probably when I went to New York City.
Oh God. When was that? When was the first time you went to New York?
Shucks, I gotta say it's probably like 2009, maybe.
When so you're still pretty young.
Yeah, when they're on a family vacation.
Oh yeah, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, I mean, like every like New York and Los Angeles or even like Chicago, just like it still today blows my mind. Just like there were so many people just like here, like even just like driving around, like there were so many goddamn cars here. It's hard to like for me personally to just like take it in. Just there is just so much masses of life just on this one, like within like 20 feet of me. There's just so much life, and it still boggles my mind that it's there are places that are that populated.
Yeah. And I always think about the opposite. If we like took people that grew up in New York their whole lives and took them here, they'd be like, "Oh my God, like
there's nothing here.
You can just drive, and there's nobody." Like, it's just that whole. Dynamic just fascinates me.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Now here's the question though: do you enjoy it? Could you like see yourself living in one of those places, or is it like too much for you? Because I think people go like one of two ways. Like some people are like, "Oh, this is awesome! Like I grew up in the Midwest and I'm sick of it. I want this. Like this is really cool and different." Some people are like, "I am so overwhelmed. Like I need like my space. I need my like lower population density." Like how do you react to it?
Interesting thing to note. On this recent trip when I went to LA. For like before the trip, I was like, yeah, this is probably where I may eventually end up based on the career path I want to go. And I've always been excited because like LA just has so much opportunity for just endless possibilities there. And I got there, and Kristen was driving me around and everything, and I had the strangest feeling, like not necessarily like homesick, but I just like had an overabundance of like how much I appreciate the Midwest.
Oh yeah, man.
Like sure LA has like places where there's like nature and stuff like that, but I'm just like, wow, I really miss like the countryside. Just, like just seeing just trees and stuff like that. I mean, again, like back to your question, like I think I could see myself like being okay with it, but damn, I would definitely get a lot. It would take me a while to get the feeling of like I need to see the countryside. It would take me a while to get rid of that.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing for me too. It's just the lack of nature and stuff. I think we're both people that like grew up outside of town in the first place, and
Being there, I
really appreciate that.
yeah, being there, it, like really struck me like how much I appreciate nature. I never really thought of me like I like nature. I've always lived in the country, so I always had like a connection to it. But this recent trip really like made me appreciate it.
Oh yeah, no doubt. First time we went to DC, we were there for 3-4 days, and it was super awesome. Like, this is so cool. Like, I could see myself living here at some point, but by the end of it, I was like, I want to like get out. Like,
Yeah.
I need to see like trees
or a
and
cow.
like grass and like rolling fields, not just concrete. I would say I've gotten more used to it now.
Bigger cities.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like for us, like we're gonna be living downtown in Denver, but
Yeah.
also Denver is nice. I think LA is the same way, where you can get out of the city pretty quickly and you're in.
I mean,
It's like the mountains are right there, the ocean's
mountains,
right there.
the
Like
ocean, yeah.
it's still accessible. You know what I mean? Like, it's
for LA.
it takes a little bit of effort, but you can.
Yeah,
get there, you know?
for LA, I've noticed that like there are places where you can escape to nature because luckily they are just the city. The nature of it just has the resources to preserve that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you get like big masses of nature, the ocean and the mountains. But I realized like, yeah, those are very naturey, but not the nature that I'm used to.
You just want
is,
the open spaces, like
it's kind of weird.
Yeah. No, I can see that for sure. Yeah, so tell me a little bit about the trip. Like, how long were you there? And like best stuff you like, favorite things you did, and like what you look for when you're doing like a traveling experience to a new place.
I went originally just to go somewhere not different because we went on a family vacation there to LA. Like,
it's always different traveling with family and like
oh my god,
like, by yourself. It's like whole different.
This year when I went to like Chicago by myself, like it's like it blew my freaking mind like how different and fun it is when you're doing it by yourself.
Yeah, no.
Also kind of scary a little bit, but mostly like I was just having
good, though,
I was having way too much fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just went there for a weekend just to get out to go someplace new by myself really far away and to visit our friend Kristen, of course. I was only there for a weekend. I probably could have stayed there another day because when I went it was Columbus Day was that Monday and I had that day off for work. So I could have stayed there for another day, but at the same time, Kristen had work, so it was like
good to have a travel day to recover and stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, I had a great recovery day because I feel like you need like a week to like. I'm still recovering from that. Yeah,
I had an hour-long flight, and that still messes me up. I'm terrible with planes.
Yeah, like I feel like I'm still getting off that high from being there. I definitely feel like a week. It takes like at least a week to get like back in your routine and stuff like that.
For sure.
So, like I said earlier, I didn't really want to go to too many touristy spots. Like, I have no desire to go to the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
No.
It's just dirty.
It looks real trashy.
Really trashy and like, cool, there's a guy's name on the sidewalk. That's neat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like, mostly I wanted to go see what Kristen saw every day.
Yeah, what the locals do, yeah.
Yeah, what the locals did. I not necessarily felt this way, but I felt like Kristen has lived and experienced a lot more to the point where like I may not know her as well because that just naturally happens. So
yeah, man, people change.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to go to see like how she's changed, what she sees every day, like what her commute to work is, kind of stuff like that.
Definitely.
So that was the main point.
Just experience another
life,
completely different lifestyle.
Yeah. So
for sure.
I didn't really do too many touristy things. Did have some dope ass food. I guess we kind of went to a touristy spot, but it's funny because I don't think people care about it.
Yeah, what was it?
There's the bar.
Oh yeah.
So we went to the bar from New Girl. Long story short, the outside of the bar from that show is different from the inside of the bar, and the inside of the bar, it's an actual bar in LA.
It looks exactly the same, right?
It's like.
It's
again,
like you just walked on set.
Yeah, it was such a surreal moment.
I bet, man.
It was I have not felt that way about anything. Sure. It was such a raw new emotion for me.
Man, that's so cool.
But yeah, we went to the essentially where they filmed the bar in the show New Girl. It was incredible.
So sick.
We also got some amazing Korean barbecue in a place called Quarters. probably like it's definitely up there for like one of the best nights I've ever had in my entire
Nice,
life.
dude, that's amazing. I just like get so excited just even to hear you like talk about that,
Mm.
like because that's just the best when you just have like a crazy night. That's
The
like
previous night
next
when
level
when I
cool.
first flew in,
Yeah.
it was like pretty late. It was I shouldn't say late. It was like 6 p.m. But we got some ramen at this place at this strip with more. We had a lot of Asian food for some reason, but it was whatever. So after we had
Kristen
ramen,
stereotyping you, I think.
I guess so.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think she'd know better of all people.
We went to a karaoke bar,
Nice.
which I had never been into.
You never
one.
been to karaoke bar?
No, I mean,
dude.
I know you've always said like, oh, we gotta have karaoke.
I know. We just never
in Lincoln
go.
on that Wednesday night, but it's like
Yeah.
on a Wednesday night, so like
Yeah, it's
me
so
and Abby,
weird.
it's
You
such
can't
a
drive
weird
up,
night.
yeah.
Yeah. But we went
Dude.
there.
Nice.
I'm not the best singer, but I had fucking fun there.
Dude, did you sing?
Oh yeah.
What'd you do?
I sang. Kind of obvious if you know me, but I sang "Heat of the Moment." Everybody wants to rule the world. I was-
Nice.
Again, not the best singer. I was like,
Well,
oh,
you don't have to. That's not what
Yeah,
karaoke's
no,
about.
it's
It's
about
about
having
putting on a
fucking-
fun show
yeah,
and like
just having
singing a
fucking
funny
fun.
song.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
I had fun doing that, and then Kristen was like too scared to sing, so I'm like, oh, we gotta do
What a
something.
nerd. Oh my God.
So I was like, all right, Kristen, you pick a song and we'll do it together.
There you go.
She like picked out "Master of the House."
That's
from-
difficult.
Yeah, so I'm like,
That's
that's
a difficult song.
That's a difficult one. That's kind of
Yeah,
that's
pro tip
kind
on
of a weird
karaoke,
one.
sing like easy songs that are easily within your range, and like you might be a little drunk when you do it too. So just pick something easy. That's the biggest mistake people make at karaoke is they try to like do something like really difficult and they don't pull it off and you sound like an idiot. Like just simplify it, you know? Keep it easy.
On that note,
Oh no.
I kind of like was not paying attention to what she picked.
Oh no.
God, she picked "Somebody to Love" by Queen.
Oh my God.
I'm like, that's way harder.
That's a hard song.
That's way harder than I would love to do Master of that. Like besides that,
Oh my
somebody to like.
God.
Oh, that was.
Don't
Oh.
sing Queen. You can't be Freddie Mercury. Like, come on, man. Like, no one can be Freddie Mercury.
Well, I mean, like, there's some fun Queen songs to do karaoke, sure, but
not that one. Not that one.
That's
a lot of falsetto. You're up,
dude.
you're down. Like, yeah, no, that's crazy.
Like we
I
did
wish
our
I could have seen that.
we did our best and
Did
like
your darndest, yeah.
yeah, we did our darndest. There were parts where like we were probably definitely off key.
Yeah.
There was one part where Kristen like got some random guy like was just watching us to sing with us too,
Oh,
so that
that's
was
the
pretty
best.
fun. But
Audience,
yeah,
audience participation.
but yeah, like I'm like Kristen, that's such a hard song. Jesus. After that, we went to a bar that she frequents. That's pretty close to her place. It's called Mom's. And apparently, I guess the culture of that bar is just dance party. It's not exactly clubbing,
Mhm.
but they just play. They just have a DJ. And they just dance a lot.
Nice.
You know me. I like dancing quite
Hell
a
yeah.
bit.
Nick destroys the dance floor.
So I like shimmy my way onto the front
Yeah.
of the DJ,
Mhm.
and I was just like going ham. And then I got a shout out from the DJ.
Of course you did.
She was like playing music. Then
I'm
she
not
like
surprised.
she hit like pause on the song. Like I want to dance with that guy.
Yeah.
She's pointing me out specifically.
Yes,
I was just like
100%.
"Woo!"
Yeah, no.
And I just kept on fucking
Oh
dancing.
yeah. Oh yeah. No doubt. Nick destroys the dance
That
floor.
was also a good fucking night,
And if I can't say so myself, we've destroyed a couple dance floors together.
dude.
as
We're,
well.
we're
A
the
couple
we're the
weddings
wedding crashers.
Where we just destroy the dance
On
floor.
the dance
Everyone's like,
floor.
oh my god, look at
Fuck
those
yeah.
guys. Not because we're good, just because we try and have fun.
Yeah.
That's I definitely don't have any like dancing skills per se. It's just you got to go and own it.
It's
you
just
know?
it's a cliche, but you just dance like no one's watching.
That's right.
You just,
100%.
like I feel like I just flail around.
Oh yeah, that's all it
in
takes,
all
man.
honesty.
I love
Yeah.
it. That's all you
Yeah.
need to do.
Yeah,
That's so sweet.
yeah. It was a very fun trip.
Damn, I wish someone would record your karaoke. I would pay big money to see that.
I think I saw Kristen take some pictures of me, I think, but
Oh,
she's
man.
not really on social media, so I don't know what she did with those. I could maybe ask her for that.
Yes, I want to see that. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
No, I know
Damn, I'm
you've
jealous.
been,
Wish I could go.
I know you've been going back and forth between Omaha and Denver quite a bit.
Yeah, getting tired of that whole commute. So it was really like liberating experience to fly this time instead of drive. I was like flying, and I just felt like some sort of like upscaley like superstar. I was like, yeah,
Mm.
check this out. This is the way to travel, guys. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I was on like a crappy airline way in the back, and as I said before, I am terrible on planes. I get really sick, especially if I'm in the back. And on both my flights, I was like
That's
almost the
interesting.
back row, and
Really?
I get quite sick. I was convinced. I had a moment when we landed in Denver, and it was late. It was late too. I got in really late. The moment where you land, then they shuttle in, and then that moment where they turn off the seatbelt sign, people start to stand up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know? But I'm way in the back, so I know like it's gonna be a while before I get up there because everyone has to file out and everything. I had a split moment where I like stood up right away because I was just like tired of sitting and I just didn't feel very good, so I stood up right away. And there was like a bit of like a couple second like lull before people started to like really get into the aisle, and I was like, because I kind of thought I was gonna throw up. And I was like, do I go for it? Do I just sprint and like cut everybody and get off the plane as soon as possible? I really thought about it, but I didn't.
Held it in,
and I waited. Of course, it takes like freaking. It just blows my mind how long it takes people to get their luggage and leave. It can't be that. I don't know. It just can't be that difficult. But it takes so long, even on like a tiny plane when you're way in the back. I don't know. Air travel frustrates me.
And the reverse of that, they're like when I was going to, I think it was LAX to Minneapolis. There was like a lady that was just like getting on the plane. It did take freaking forever, but stereotypically, there was like someone that was like,
people will get real aggressive.
Yeah, I'm like, lady, just be patient.
Yeah,
like
you can't make people move faster as much as you want to.
It's like a 3.5 hour flight. Why are you so excited about sitting down for 3.5 hours? I just can't wait
to go sit down. Yeah.
Like this lady was pissed.
Yeah, getting off I understand, but like, what's the rush on getting on?
She was like right behind me. She's like, come on. Like she was like livid.
Oh, I'm like, relax.
Yeah, I really just want to like turn around and just smile.
Once you know that you're gonna like make it and you're not gonna miss your flight, then what's the rush? You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
You just gotta surrender to the moment there. But yeah, I got off and I ran to the bathroom. Did not throw up. Proud of myself.
Nice.
Felt like it, but did not. Yeah, so it's been really, really interesting. So end of this month after election day, I'll actually be living in Denver. This is the second time I've gone up there to meet my girlfriend and go to our apartment. I'll tell you what's not fun. Paying for an apartment that you don't live in is very depressing. Don't do that. It's very weird.
I can't imagine even like that would feel good.
No, it's very bad. Yeah. I'm like I'm throwing this money away. I'm like, oh god damn it, this sucks. So, but it really made travel very nice because all I brought was a backpack. I didn't have to bring like any toiletries or anything. So I'm like, well, I'm flying to a place where I like kind of live but don't live. It's very weird. But
does that make you Emma's sugar daddy then?
Pretty much. That's what I like to think of it as. I mean, she makes way more money than me, but yeah, it's a weird dynamic for sure. But so we've been up and back a bunch of times, like looking for apartments, her getting interviews, moving up there. But this is the second time where I've gone where we can actually like go out and do like fun stuff and like tour around and stuff. So yeah, it's just been really, really fun exploring a new city and finding new places.
Yeah.
To go, things to do, and it's just really cool. Denver's not like a Chicago, New York level,
it's not like a
giant city. Yeah. But it's clearly a step up from like Omaha and Lincoln, where I've lived most like my life. Yeah. So it's just really cool to see all the stuff you can do, all the different opportunities. It's just really interesting. And I'm so excited to go up there and continue to explore. That's my favorite thing. Like trying new like restaurants, or bars and stuff is like my favorite thing to do. Like I love like finding like new experiences like that. That's the best. And then throw in like the hiking and outdoorsy stuff in Denver as well. Getting to try a bunch of different hikes and all that. Like that's amazing. Like that's my shit. So I'm so excited. But when I go to a new place, like we've traveled with my family or solo or to different cities, and I sound like such a fat ass saying that, but the thing I always focus on, food is number one. The thing I focus on. I have planned out. Yeah. When we went to DC in May, I planned out where we were going to eat each night, like a month in advance, like looking on Yelp and like finding the best places. And like, I planned that shit out. Like that's my jam.
I don't fault you for that.
Dude, it's the best. And I was 100% right because all the places we went were amazing. So that's the one thing I look forward to. And the nice thing about Denver is there's a really great beer culture and there's a lot of really great breweries. So that's really exciting. I look for that. And just the whole idea, like you said, like staying away from the touristy places.
Sure. Which I can't think of like any huge major touristy spots in Denver.
Not really. Like 16th Street is very like commercially, I guess.
Yeah.
Just my main thing is the thing that blows my mind. People like go to a new city on vacation and go to like a chain restaurant. I'm like, what are you doing?
That makes no goddamn sense to me.
Yeah, it blows my mind.
That makes no goddamn sense.
It's like pisses me off. Like it's just really frustrating. Like why would you do that? But yeah, that's kind of the things I look for. And the cool thing is it's really fun to it's like a whole nother level now. I know I'm gonna be living there, is I have time to try out all these new places because it's not
Oh,
just
yeah.
like I'm here for a weekend. I can try different places and I have a huge list of restaurants, hikes, stuff that I want to hit. So it's really cool. I'm very very excited, and I just the whole like idea of like exploring and finding new places
Yeah.
and trying new stuff is like my absolute favorite thing. So obviously it's gonna wear off eventually when I live there for like a couple of years. It's like okay, well now this is just normal, but before that hits, I'm gonna have so much fun. Like we already are. So
I
yeah,
found any
it's the
like
best.
really weird places?
Yeah, a couple. I'm trying to think of. There's some very strange, kind of fusion of places. Emma said she went to a place. It's a donut shop. It's just donuts, but on a certain day they do whiskey tastings. So it's
Huh.
whiskey and donuts. I'm like, that sounds like a weird combo.
That is a weird combo.
Yeah. And the other interesting thing about Denver is, which I don't really partake in, but you have the marijuana culture as well. So
Ayo.
that's a whole nother level of
Talk to
things
two
people to do. And
Talk to the two people that don't do that.
yeah, no, I'm not a not an expert by any means, but it's really funny like how it's become kind of
Just
melted into the
kinda
culture.
everyday thing.
Yeah, so
yeah.
someone was telling me about this place. It's a sushi place that they like. It's I forget what it's called. It's some clever name, but they'll roll you your sushi and also roll
Oh
you
my
a
god!
joint. It's
Oh
like
my
you do
god!
both.
That's actually really fucking cool.
Isn't that cool? Yeah.
Wow.
So it's interesting how it's like melded into the culture. You know, it's really funny. I want to check that out just because I want to see that. It's hilarious.
It's legal there.
Yeah,
What the fuck
and
not?
how
That's awesome.
like beer culture. It's like oh, we only do like local breweries. Like I only drink IPAs, and there's a clear equivalent in the marijuana culture as well. It's like oh this strain and this like it's come like crafty hipster scene of
really?
marijuana. As long yeah, I don't really understand it or comprehend it that much, but from what I can tell and understand, like yeah, it's like just a whole nother thing, which I think
That's
which is really
interesting.
cool. Yeah, it's awesome. So yeah, I'm super looking forward to continuing to explore and try new stuff. I'm trying to think of other like, kind of weird off the wall stuff
Any
that
weird
I've
like
seen.
happenings? Like anything weird that you've seen
I mean,
there?
it's a lot of it's weird to me because I haven't lived like in a downtown area, so just
okay,
like just random homeless people that just like walk up to you. We had a one time we were walking somewhere, I don't know, and this guy, I couldn't tell like if this story he was saying was true or he was just completely out of his mind. I couldn't tell if he like thought he knew me or he was just felt like telling this story to a stranger.
Huh.
He was just so conversational. So this guy just walks right up to me and he's like, he doesn't even like introduce himself or say anything. He's just like, so I got home last night, right? And this girl I've been trying to get with, turns out she lives across the hall and she lives with her boyfriend, and like we've been like talking. I've taken her on dates and stuff. I didn't know that. It was a crazy day for me, and I was like, oh man, that sucks.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know what to say, but he just like jumped right into the conversation, just like walked in stride, like followed us for like 2 blocks and told me about it. And I was like, one, this guy's like insane. He's like making this up, or this guy just like had a crazy thing happen to him and just felt like sharing it with
Just gotta get that out
with a
there.
random dude that walked by him. And afterwards, Emma was like, "Did you know that guy?" I was like, "No, I don't know. I have no idea what was going on." But
No, Steve.
yeah, I was like, "I guess."
You
I
don't
was
know
like,
Steve?
I was like, "I hope we're friends now. I'm gonna walk by there again and see how that's going for him." But
Oh, that's funny.
yeah, it's just like we were talking about culture shocks. Just that's
Yeah.
a whole nother thing. We don't have a lot of that where we live. And the thing that's crazy for me in LA, did you see a bunch of people with the scooters?
Oh, the
Like
thing.
the scooter's big.
Yeah,
there,
they
when
have
you-
the thing where it's like you pay,
You scan it and then
it.
you ride the scooter. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
fucking crazy out there. Everyone has those. They're all over the place.
Yeah,
That's a city thing that I didn't really know about until we went to DC. And
it's weird because like you pay for it, you go, and then you just
You just drop it off.
you just,
Just like,
just drop
just
it.
leave
Yep.
it here. Yeah.
That's so fucking weird. To
It's
me.
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an urban thing. I'm not super.
I
not
think
super
Kristen
used to.
said she tried it once. I don't remember.
Oh,
but
she would break her neck doing that. Are you kidding me?
But yeah, homeless people. I work in the federal building in downtown Omaha.
I guess you see quite a bit of that then.
Apparently, or I've never seen it, nor do I know where. But apparently, there's like a homeless shelter like a block away from where I work. So
Yeah.
every now and then, I'll see some homeless people walking by. I've gotten asked a couple times like if I had any spare change or something like that.
It's a rough time to be homeless. Who has change anymore? Who carries?
Yeah,
like,
just like
who carries cash in general? Like, I don't,
yeah, that's rough.
it's like, do you have a thing I can swipe my card? Like,
Yeah,
I don't know
like,
what to.
like honestly, like I wouldn't mind giving you money, but I don't
physically can't
have
I don't know
anything.
what to tell you. Yeah.
But I mean, like, yeah, like if you're homeless, go to Los Angeles because you don't have to worry about weather
That's
that
what I've always
much.
thought about. I always, like, if I was homeless, I would just try to get as much money so I could go south or west.
Yeah.
Because at least
At least you don't
the
like.
cold is done.
Yeah,
You don't have
yeah.
to deal with that.
There was one. I'm not sure if he was homeless or not, but when we went to Little Tokyo, there's a fairly large black guy that no, I guess he wasn't homeless, and I guess he wasn't.
It's hard to tell with style these days. People
Kinda, yeah, but
Yeah.
now that I think more about it, and now I think about the context of what I'm
Yeah.
about to say, I don't think he was homeless. But like, he walked up to me and Kristen and were like, "Excuse me, are you two fans of poetry?" Yeah, we like poetry. You mind if I sing some poetry? No, that's okay. And then like he's like, oh, okay. He looked so defeated and
Oh,
walked away.
no.
Like I felt really, both of us
Yeah.
felt really shitty about
Yeah,
it.
you can't get roped into that because then it's like they'll do it.
Yeah,
and they'll
like,
ask you for money
Kind
afterwards.
of,
and
yeah.
it's a
Who
whole
knows what they're
thing,
gonna do? Like
Mm.
he wasn't dressed in like
Mhm.
shitty. It looked like
Mhm.
just everyday street
Mhm.
clothes. And like after a little bit, like we just sat down in Little Tokyo just to take a rest,
Mm.
and we saw him like walking around like still trying to like read poetry.
Mhm.
I'm like, I feel really bad for like saying no because I generally do like it, and I don't know. There's just way too
Yeah,
much
no,
stuff going through my head.
My move with that is I just pretend like I don't even hear him. I just like just go. That's my move.
See, here's an interesting
Mhm.
thing about that. Like, there's like I'm not sure if you call it like a stipulation, but there's like a thing that happens to like homeless people where mental health wise where
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of them.
like if like they ask people like excuse me can I have some change or something, and like I don't know, I was reading or heard about this somewhere, just like some people, if they just people keep on saying like just don't reacting to them, don't
Mhm.
like acknowledge them, some people with like I guess lower mental will,
Hmm.
they'll just maybe start thinking like, oh, no one can see me, I can do whatever I want because no one will pay attention
Oh,
to
Jesus.
me. And like that's kind of I guess maybe where some like you hear or see like crazy homeless people
Mhm.
because like mentally people just don't acknowledge them, so they just go crazy.
I can see that, man.
I can I can see me doing that. Just like fuck it.
Yeah.
Like
I must be invisible. Yeah.
yeah, once I heard that, I was just like, wow, that's
wild.
yeah, that kind of blew my mind. So
Sorry, like nervous now every time you come up to me, like I see you, but I
Yeah,
can't
like-
do it right now.
yeah, like do I
I don't want you to come in a supervillain. Like
I don't like I know what you're gonna ask me.
Mhm.
I don't have that, but at the same time, I don't want to be a dick about it,
Right.
and I don't want you to suffer. It's such a weird position to be in.
Yeah, and it's just something I'm sure people have grown up in big cities like listen to this, are like, oh my god, it's not that big a deal, but
Yeah,
we
yeah.
just don't deal with it like at all. Like it's
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a completely foreign thing. I think that's a big culture shock thing. I took public transportation to and from the airport,
hmm
which is again not something we ever do here. That's
Mm-mm.
that's a whole other thing to get used to. That's different.
Did you hail a cab or take a bus?
No, there's a train.
Oh,
that-
okay.
From Union Station to the airport. I just
Mm.
did that, which is nice. And just the general amounts of walking that you do. That's the other thing. Like we just walk. We just walk everywhere.
yeah.
And it's great. I love it. Like I
Mhm.
didn't drive. I didn't get in a car the whole time I was there, and I was like,
Mhm.
this is awesome. I could totally get used to this.
Mm-hmm.
One, because I'm spending a lot on gas right now, and it sucks. It's so
Yeah.
bad. So yeah, that's great. And it's weird because so far every time I've gone there, it feels like almost like a vacation. Because it's
Yeah,
the weekend and Emma's
yeah.
not working and we're just like having fun and doing
Yeah,
cool stuff. I'm like, well, when I move here, it's not gonna be like this all the time. Like I'm gonna have to like work and do stuff, but still,
That's funny.
But it's still cool. So we have all this different stuff around us to try. Like we're not gonna get bored. Like we've been in Lincoln I've lived in Lincoln for like 5 years now,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just to the point where it's like I feel like I've done everything. I've been everywhere. Like there's little like new stuff that surprises me. People are like, oh, I went to this new restaurant. Have you heard of it? It's called blah. I'm like, yeah, I've heard of it. Like, yeah, I know. Believe me, I know. And just knowing that there's all this like new unexplored stuff is really exciting.
Yeah.
I can't wait. And that's just my favorite thing about visiting anywhere in general.
Yeah, Kristen was telling me like and there's like a new coffee shop that opens like every like
Oh, God,
week,
I'm
and
sure.
then just like I was asking her like, so if there's a new coffee shop opening up like every week, does that mean a lot of coffee shops close down? And she's like, yeah. just straight up.
That business is just insane. You get
Yeah.
the restaurant business in general is the most competitive, crazy stuff. Like, I can't even imagine.
Especially if you're like in a trendy
Mhm.
area part of town,
yeah,
like
for
that's
sure.
like blood water there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's. I don't think you would ever get used to it unless you like hard lived in an area like that. Because even like all I'm thinking back to like all my past experiences and all the like major cities that I've been. Not that I'm saying I'm tooting my own horn, but
Mhm.
I've been to a decent amount in
Nick's
my.
been around the block, guys. All right, so you know.
I feel like I'm. Am I the only one out of our group that's left the country?
Maybe I know I haven't.
Oh,
I really want to so bad.
yeah. It changes your perspective
Oh
quite
my
a
god, I
bit.
bet.
Definitely where you're like, I was here.
Mhm.
This is where I live. And it's just
Mhm.
like a huge,
Oh my
like,
god, yeah,
a huge gap.
yeah.
Like even I think to myself all the time, and my dad tells this to me all the time, just how astonished like um last Sunday at 8 in the morning I was waking up in Los Angeles. Now I'm going to bed in Iowa. That's the
Oh, dude, I
same
know.
goddamn
That still
day.
blows my mind. It just does.
Halfway across the country, like
Yeah.
I was in a different place.
Yeah.
That freaking that's crazy.
I feel like such a small town bumpkin, like thinking about that, but it does.
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
completely, it's just
Mhm.
nuts. You, like
Mhm.
wake up next day and you're like, I always have this when I sleep in like different places. I have a weird like freak out, like good 5 seconds where I like don't know where I am and like
Oh,
freak
really?
out. It always happens. And anytime like first time I come back from a trip, it's like, or I wake up and I'm like, oh yeah, shit, I forgot. I'm
Yeah.
in DC. Like, oh my god. Or when I come home, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm home. Okay, like that always happens to me. So it's that I don't know. That whole idea is just crazy, and I think about people who travel all the time, like for work and stuff, how it just becomes routine and it's like not that big a deal. But
Mhm.
I just like don't want to lose that like sense of wonder from like traveling and going to different
Yeah.
places. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's so cool. It's such a rush. Like even like when I go. Like we'd go down to like Kansas City, like for a weekend and stuff. I'm like, oh, I've been here
Yeah.
quite a few times, but still, there's like all this new shit I haven't
Yeah,
done. Like,
yeah,
it's still really
exactly.
fun and
Exactly.
cool. Yeah, I don't know. I just get the biggest kick out of it.
Yeah, growing up, my dad always like he traveled so much for his job,
Mhm.
and then even now he still travels. And like, he'll every now and then he'll tell me like, "Yeah, I'm going to Atlanta this weekend." Like, really? That sounds awesome. What are you gonna do? Business stuff. Like, well, you gotta do something when you're there.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't really have time, nor do I really want to.
T-
Like, dude,
Yeah.
you travel all across the country. Go do something. It's like, and he just like, I don't know. Like, I think he's just so over it.
Yeah,
Which is
I'm sure that makes sense. I mean, you
Yeah.
get tired of it eventually. I would be the worst. I don't think I can do a job where I have to travel because I just like wouldn't work. I'd be like, oh, we're in this new place.
yeah.
I gotta do something cool.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
go
yeah.
out to like different bars and restaurants and,
Yeah.
not do
Ugh.
anything. I don't think I would do very well at that.
Luckily for his job, he works with like clients, so a lot of the times like they take him out.
Oh hell yeah!
So
the move.
that's the
move,
job
baby.
that you
That's
need
the
to get.
move.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the move.
yeah.
People just
When,
come and
like
wa-
baseball
wine and
season.
dine me,
Yeah,
baby.
baseball season. I know he's told
He
me
goes to a
like
whole bunch of games. I'm
yeah,
sure.
he just like clients like, hey, you want to go to this baseball game? He doesn't like baseball,
Mhm.
but yeah, I'll go.
Baseball games are fun. Yeah, that's awesome. That's so cool. Hey man, traveling's the shit. I love it, and
Mhm.
I think it's the biggest test of like your relationship with somebody, whether it's like friend, family, or like significant other, is traveling with them.
Yeah,
it's such a
yeah,
you see like the best and worst of people, like
yeah.
how you deal with like stressful like travel situations. You're in close quarters with them the whole time.
Mhm.
It's just a huge like
I never
test
thought about
of
that,
how
yeah.
close you are. I remember a couple times like first times I've done road trips with certain people where I'm like, oh yeah, we're freaking like best friends after this, or like, oh yeah, this is gonna be awesome, like because you can sit there and do that. Like it's so cool. I love it.
Yeah.
Anything else you want? I guess just say what other places do you know if you're going to be traveling anywhere else soon, or places that you want to go,
Well,
cities you want to hit up, like that sort of thing?
probably not this year
Mhm.
since we are wrapping up this year.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I got a couple events that I need to go do. Um, there's like Nebraska on like a couple months or a couple weeks.
Mhm.
Couple big games coming out that I want to stay home around, and then the beginning of next year again, couple more games come out, and you have to stay home to play those.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
Uh, I think my next trip, and I said when this event happened this year, I told myself, "Yep, I'm gonna go there next year." So I'm gonna try to stick to my word. That is, I believe it happens around midsummer, if I remember correctly. But I'm gonna go to Las Vegas summertime for Evo, which is the world's biggest fighting game tournament.
Oh,
Just
nice.
everyone from the entire
That'd be
world
sweet.
goes to Vegas.
Is it always in Vegas?
It's always in Vegas.
Cool,
Yep, and just like
dude.
there's casinos there. You can
That
gamble,
sounds fun,
watch some like
man.
tournaments. Yeah,
Heck
I'm
yeah.
definitely going there.
We
next
were
year.
in Vegas for an afternoon because we flew in there and then we drove out of Vegas, but I was like 17, so you don't really get that. I like, saw everything, like went into the casinos, but obviously it's not quite the same. That's awesome. That'd be so fun.
Yeah, I'm so down to
Well,
go.
I tell you what, you
watch
better
that.
make time for a Denver trip as well.
Oh,
buddy.
absolutely.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
you should take the train. That's what I think you should do. That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
I
Try that out.
should.
Abby really liked it when she did it.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so we're going skiing over Christmas, but that's only
There you
like
go.
2 hours from Denver, but that'll be awesome. Skiing's the shit. But
Are you
now
on
that
one
now
of
that
those
we're
huge resorts.
oh yeah, I've been
Yeah.
going to Steamboat. It's gonna be awesome. But now that we're in Colorado, there's just a bunch of places like mountains I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to do in Colorado, but also you'll like this because we went there. We're much closer to Utah, so we're gonna
Oh my God.
we're gonna do a long Utah
Yes.
weekend.
Yeah, Utah is still the most beautiful
Yeah,
place I've
it's
ever been.
unbelievable. Yeah,
The
yes.
rocks are so red.
Yeah, we want to do all that. We want to do Zion. We want to do Bryce. We want to do Grand Canyon, all that stuff. So that's
Are you-
coming down. Once it gets warm enough again,
Mm.
we'll do that.
Are you eventually gonna work your body up so to actually climb complete?
Yeah,
mountains?
so I'm gonna thinking that just living up there, I'll get a little more used to it, and there's
Yeah.
different supplements and stuff you can take to help with elevation
Mhm.
as well. Because yeah, I'd like to actually be able to make it to the top without dying,
Yeah.
like last time. So yeah, that'd be nice. But yeah, man, that's yeah. I'm so just hearing you talk about the LA trip is so freaking cool. We need to go out there together and go see Kristen again.
Dude, I wanna do, like,
because
I want to do a trip where just fuck it, everyone goes on the plane, just go somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Like even like I hate cruises, but I'd be okay going on the cruise.
I've never, yeah, the cruise thing. I've always been, as long as I could. It's one of the ones where you like island hop and you get off and get back on.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
could do. If I was just on the boat, I think I might like lose my mind.
Yeah, I know,
I'm a
I
little
wouldn't do that.
claustrophobic
No.
for that. But the ones where you like hop from like island to island,
Yeah, those
that'd
are
be
kinda
sick.
cool.
That'd be
Yeah.
really cool.
You
I
can
could
like
do that.
pre-plan like your things. Like
Mhm.
I want to go skydiving or
Mhm.
like paragliding for that. Those are fun.
Scuba. We're gonna go to this restaurant or whatever.
Yeah,
I think that'd be sweet.
I would
could
love
do
to get
that.
like the gang together and just
Oh man,
go
that'd be
off and do
cool.
that. Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, traveling with friends is just so much better. We went on a lot of family trips, and they're great. But me and my family, we have a 4-day rule now, where if we're together for like longer than 4 days, is when we all start to like hate each other. So we have to keep it. So
Oh,
stay
that's
under
great.
that.
That's
we're
great.
good. And our last family trip, we were pushing it towards the end. We're like, all right, that was really close. Let's be careful and
Oh, that's
not
funny.
get to that again. So, yeah, that's the best. Well, anything else you want to hit as we wrap up there? I think we've covered just about everything.
I will say this has been an incredible year for me. I really pushed myself out of my boundaries.
Yeah,
I
man.
never would have thought I would have ever flown anywhere by myself. Like I
Yeah.
knew it eventually would
Yeah,
happen.
solo flying is a weird experience in general.
I fucking
Yeah.
loved it.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. Like
It was really freeing. I was just like, I'll just
Yeah.
listen to my podcast and do my thing, and it's just
yeah, when I was waiting for my flight from LAX to Minneapolis, there was just like a sports bar. Like, oh, watch a couple football games.
Mhm.
It was fucking great.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
fucking loved it.
I just some people who just like can't like hate being alone and like need someone like like maybe it's just because I guess we're kind of similar. We're not only children, but
Yeah.
our siblings are much younger than us.
Yeah.
So like I wasn't only now am I really able to like hang out and like relate to my sisters.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
they're like
Mhm.
4 years younger than me. So like growing up, I like basically entertained myself a lot. So I am like
Mhm.
a-okay with being alone. In fact, I like it a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So it
yeah.
was really cool actually.
Mhm.
I wasn't sure how I was gonna like it, but yeah, I had like a 2-hour layover in the airport. I just like walked around, checked out stuff, and
Yeah, I fucking love
like,
it.
it was really cool actually. I loved it.
Mhm, mhm.
Traveling alone, really cool. Like a lot of time for introspective thinking.
Oh, you
and-
learn
and
so much
everything.
about yourself when you're
Yeah.
going anywhere by yourself.
Yeah, it was really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That is true, man. You really have done a lot of cool shit this year and really branched out. That's so awesome.
Yeah, been a great year for
So you
me.
did LA, Chicago,
Technically, went
Concert.
to my first concert.
concert, Kansas City. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I guess if you want to put this down as an accolade, 10th anniversary of NebCon, which I'm running a panel by myself. So
Dude, yeah.
that's pretty cool.
You got to give me the dates for that too. I need to make sure I make that. For sure.
Okay.
Yeah, man. That should be a whole other podcast about how I
Oh
showed
my
up at
God.
the Nebraska
Yeah,
last year
that's
and
another
like
conversation.
everyone, I didn't like really know what was going on. I just wanted to check it out, and everyone's all like costumed up. I'm just like walking around because I had like a work conference in Omaha. I'm just like walking around in like a button down and a cardigan. I'm like, this is nuts.
It's even better when you see like a traveling baseball team just like, what the fuck is going? There's like people
They're
in
staying
like
at the
furry
hotel?
costumes. Yeah, they're just like there by coincidence. Like it's the fucking funniest thing ever.
Dude, that's gonna be a great podcast. We'll pod about the Nebraska
Yeah,
experience.
yeah.
That'll be hilarious.
Oh god damn.
That was so wild last year. I had so much fun. Though I did like right when I got home, I like showered and washed my clothes.
Oh
like,
yeah,
right away.
yeah. It is a dirty.
There was
place.
a real musk.
Yep, it's called
They're
con
like
funk.
sweaty kid con funk. Yeah, dude,
Con
that was
funk.
brutal. Anyway, you can look forward to that episode in a couple weeks, guys.
Yeah.
But until then, I'm Ben. He's Nick,
Yep.
and we'll catch you next time.
Bye bye.
Totally forgot about that. That was so much fun.
Con funk.
Oh man,
It
that
exists.
was great.